Did you know Minecraft is way more impressive than you think? And no, I'm not talking about insane builds or shaders or some crazy mega base. I mean something deeper than that. Because what if I ask you right now, what is Minecraft actually supposed to be? You would probably say survival or building or some crazy idea. And yeah, that's true, but that's not the full picture. Not even close, actually. Let's start simple. When you load into Minecraft, you know the drill. You spawn in, you punch a tree, you craft tools, maybe build a small house before night hits, and that's basically the whole beginning for everyone. And most players kind of stay around that level without even realizing it. But here's what I want you to think about it. The game never actually tells you to stop there. We just naturally assume that's where it ends. You see, Minecraft doesn't really give you a story to follow. There's no mission telling you what to do next. Okay, that's a lot. There is no you win the game moment that really defies anything. Instead, it gives you a system, rules, mechanics, interactions, and then it just leaves you alone with them. And that's where it gets interesting because I started to ask myself, if there is no real goal here, what am I actually building towards? And this is where Minecraft quietly becomes something else. Because if you look at different players, they all drift in completely different directions. Some people stop after survival, some build massive bases, kinda like me. Some end up making entire cities that look like real life. And none of that is required. Nobody tells you to do it. It just happens. Starts funny too, right? You go from punching trees to suddenly building machines that look like they were designed by engineers at 3 a.m. with absolutely zero sleep. And the game just lets you do it. So what is actually going on here? Because it feels like there is more happening than just a game. Minecraft isn't forcing you down a path. It's letting you expand. A house turns into a base turns into a system, and that system turns into something way bigger than you just playing alone. And once you start noticing that pattern, you start seeing it everywhere, and even in worlds you already played and forgot about. And this gets even more obvious when you touch redstone, because at that point you're not just building anymore, you're basically working with logic. Machines, circuits, systems that actually respond to input and output. And people have gone so far with this, they've built working computers inside the game, like not as a joke, but as functioning systems that actually work. And all of this exists in the same game where the first thing you do is literally just punch a tree. That jump doesn't make any sense. If you thought that's it, here's something even more interesting. Minecraft isn't just something people play for fun. It's actually used as a learning tool as well. There's even a version made for education. It's used to teach things like logic, structure, problem solving, and systems thinking. Because without even trying, the game shows you something important. That simple rules can create extremely complex outcomes, and it never feels like you're being taught. You just figure it out while playing. But Minecraft doesn't really stop expanding at all. That's the weird part. There's no final stage, no real ending. You can just keep building systems on top of systems, and at some point you start wondering, how far does this actually go? Every Minecraft world you create feels kind of like its own system. It starts from nothing and grows based on what you do, which makes it feel like a self-contained world. Not literally a universe, but structurally similar. And when you really think about it, each world ends up having its own identity, own story, even if the rules never changed at all. Now let's look into other games such as Grand Theft Auto 5. In a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, the world is huge and it feels like huge. It's detailed, it's alive. You've got cities, interiors, NPCs, traffic systems. Everything is carefully built to feel real. But here's the key difference. Most of the world is still fixed. You can explore it, you can interact with parts of it, but you can't really change how it works at a deeper level. A lot of interiors are either inaccessible, limited to missions, or just background space you can't fully enter or modify. Even NPCs follow set patterns, they react, they move, but they don't evolve beyond their scripted behavior. Now, here's the store I'm in. Seems like you can enter this store, you can buy snacks here. There is even a back room. So if you try to go to the back room, the NPC will react to that. But apart from that, the NPC will never go to sleep, the NPC will never close the store. It kind of just exists here. So the world feels alive but contained. Now compare that to Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't focus on making a world that looks alive. It gives you a world that is open at the system level. You don't just interact with it, you reshape how it behaves. You can break, rebuild, automate, and extend everything. Even things like NPCs, tile systems, farms, machines, they aren't just interactions, they become player-built logic systems. So in GTA 5, the world is something you experience, but in Minecraft, it is something you extend. And that difference is exactly what changes how the game feels when you think about it deeply. And then you zoom out even more, one world becomes one unit, multiple worlds feels like separate systems, and if you keep pushing that idea, it starts feeling like layers of systems stacked on top of each other, like planets, solar systems, and larger structures. And again, the game never tells you to think it like this. And when you compare it to other games, the difference becomes obvious. In most open world games, the world is detailed, but it's kind of fixed, so you experience it, but you don't really reshape its foundation. But Minecraft is different, it starts unfinished on purpose. And that's why it never really feels like a completed thing. It feels like something that keeps growing with you. And what makes it even more interesting is what people have already done inside Minecraft. There are players who have built massive scale models of space, recreating solar systems, galaxies, and even large portions of the observable universe using blocks and procedural systems. Not perfectly accurate, of course, but still built on the same idea. And think about that for a second. In Minecraft, you're not limited to what the world gives you. People take the system and push it into something that starts representing space itself. And that's where the idea comes back full circle. Simple rules, creating massive structures, even on a cosmic scale. In theory, you could genuinely build the whole universe within Minecraft. Not saying that you can't do it in other games, but in Minecraft, it just makes a lot of sense doing that. But in Minecraft, you can make the whole New York City. It would exist. It can exist with every detail. Seems like Minecraft is made for this stuff. It's made to be a creator of your creativity, and the more you play it, the more it stops being like a game and starts feeling like something that doesn't really have an end. And that's why I think Minecraft is way more impressive than most people realize. It's not just about surviving or building or even creativity on its own. It's about what happens when simple systems are left to grow on its own. Because once you start thinking like that, you stop seeing it as a game. You start seeing it as a space where ideas can expand without limits. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or maybe that's exactly the point. Either way, I just wanted to share it how I see it. If you watched this so far, thank you for sticking around, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.